Hey there Internet, today is Tuesday, October the 6th, and I'm going to show you something that I think a lot of you will be interested in if you are card collectors or even magicians or just like cards. I teased a little bit about it in my introduction video, so without further ado, let's just go. Stand up, spin around, and just so you guys know, making these videos is tough. It's hard not to stammer, say things like that. But what I want to show you is this sheet here, the Black Tiger Gaff sheet. This is the original Gaff sheet. There are no others out there like this anymore. Some things have been changed. So if you've been hanging on to your Black Tiger Gaff deck, you're not going to be able to see this anymore. I forget which cards have been changed or swapped out or slightly altered. But essentially, this is one of a kind, or 1 in 5,000 I would think. But I worked on this pretty much exclusively for 2 months. Brad came in and added a few of his cards that he liked. He came up with the, let's back up a bit here. He came up with the Voodoo guys, as well as these 2 spider cards here. The skull over here is his. I had originally wanted something else, but he liked that better. I remember the slashing card here. Let's see if I can zoom in without getting blurry. It took me a long time to get that artwork down properly. A lot of Photoshop editing, and I'm quite proud of that card. It looks nice. And then a lot of your standard gaffs here. These cards here with the 4s grouped like this. I got this idea from a Michael Powers effect called the Ultimate Holy Terror. Now I did. I think there's a quote on the page or in the Black Deck book about this. I did ask for permission. Mike gave me permission. The effect is similar, but with Mike Powers' effect, you actually punch holes in the 4 corners and the holes themselves move. Fantastic effect. If you can find that trick, buy it, learn it, master it, I guarantee you, you will drop jaws. So this is the Black Tiger Gaff sheet. This is just one of many that I own. So let me just take a step back and I'll show you a few others that I have. Now let's just see here. I'm going to be holding the camera, so hopefully you guys won't get vertigo or anything like that. This is the Black Ghost. This is the first edition Black Ghost. And I like this deck as well. It's clean. I like the lack of color with only the pips. Where's my hand? There it is. With only the pips as the predominant color. It's a nice clean deck, and I like it for the fact that it is clean. Slide that off to one side. This is the original Black Tiger red sheet, the red Gaff sheet, not the red Gaff, just the red deck. This is a first edition printing. Now I wish there was somehow I knew I could. Oh, actually, that's how I know. These cards are no longer come with the red Tiger sheet. So that's one reason. That's one way you can find out how it was printed, is by what cards come on the sheet there. And this was the deck, the second deck, anyways, but part of the family that started it all. Here's another Black Ghost. Yes, I know it's unfair that I have 2, but somehow I got 2 of them. This is the Ghost Gaff deck, and essentially this was the second Gaff deck that was done. So a lot of the ideas for the Black deck were incorporated into this deck as well as some new ones. There's a lot more reveal cards. For instance, you've got the Coffin card here. You've got the Raven. I think the Skull Kings were first introduced in this one as well. Looking up there, yes. So the Skull Kings were this is the first time you'll see them, and these were really hard to do to get the artwork down properly and to have them match. It took a long time to get this done properly. It was not easy. So even though it looks good, I guarantee you, I had a heck of a time getting this in there properly. This is, I think Jason Brumbelow helped a little on this deck as well. So this is when he first came on board doing some decks for us. Every Gaff deck after this is primarily his doing. And we'll just flip this over. Not really much going on in the back here, just some standard stuff. This is the blue Gaff deck. Duh. The red Gaff deck. Geez, am I colorblind or what? And this is, again, Jason Brumbelow did most of this. We worked on a few of the cards with some other guys here. And this is where we first see the introduction of the vintage cards. In the Black Gaff deck, there was the introduction of the Ghost back, and which eventually evolved into a Ghost deck. This is where you first see the vintage card, which eventually evolved into a vintage deck. And funny story, actually I'll get to it later. So again, we've got all the standard gaffs here. Skull Kings again, this time they're in color. As well as some really great looking pieces of art. I really like these here. So slide this off to one side. This is the Red Masters. This is my deck of choice now. All my gaffs that I use, which aren't many I might add, they have the red bike back, so this is what I'm forced to use. Not that I care, it's just I will use pretty much any deck, even if it's a black one. Not that that's a bad thing. I made it sound like a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And here is a vintage deck. This is the red vintage. Now, that funny story, some friends of mine were at a convention, and apparently they were standing beside some old guys who saw somebody flourishing with one of these decks. And the old guys commented that, wow, this boy was good, but we have to buy him a new deck because the deck he's using is just incredibly old. So I thought it was kind of funny that the artwork actually fooled some old guys. But then again, if you look at the deck, it's hard not to see why it would fool somebody. This deck is phenomenally done. Incredible attention to detail. And again, I think Jason Brumbelow is the one that worked on this. He works for us now. He paid close attention to detail on this. Slide that off to one side. Here we are with a Shadowmasters. This is a nice deck. I like the Joker with this one. The Joker is nice. I'm not sure if you can see it there. I apologize for the lighting. It's a little yellow. Let me just see if I can tilt something here. There we go. Not sure if that actually helped. Because I'm in my basement, I don't like bright white light because it kills my eyes with the computer monitors. But this is a Shadowmasters, another one of my favorites. And again, there's the back. Slide that off to one side. This is the original Black Tiger deck. This is the deck that started it all, and I know for a fact that this is a first edition because I got this mailed to me shortly after the cards came out. So this is a first edition uncut Black Tiger sheet. I'm not sure how much this is worth to collectors, but for me, it's priceless. I'm not selling it, so don't bother asking. And there we go. This is the blue vintage. Yes, it is. The blue vintage deck. Same as the red, but just in blue. Here's the Circleback Vipers. Now, it's not that I'm not a fan of tally-hos. I never really knew they existed until I got into Magic, and the cards I was used to were the bicycles. Tally-hos are also harder to get a hold of, so this is why I guess I don't use tally-hos. I'm not sure what other reasons there might be, but this is a nice thick stock on this, and I love that fact. And it's a nice design. It's a deeper red than the Tigers, and instead of being a white, that's a silver. Here's my Ghost deck. There's the back. Flip that over. There's the front. Now I like this deck. For a long time, this was my favorite deck, just because it was so clean. There's nothing that jumped out and made it hurt your eyes or anything like that. It was just like simple, clean, crisp. A lot of people don't like the Ellusionist decks. I honestly don't mind them. I think they add a nice little variety to what people see when they're being shown a card trick. Slide that off to one side. Here's the fan back Viper. And this is the all silver deck. And just so you know, these are all first edition sheets that you're looking at. And this here is the Blue Masters, as evidenced by the blue ace there. I'm not sure if you can see it properly. Again, the lighting's a little yellow, so I apologize for that. Blue, red, pretty much the same thing. And this here is a uncut Gaff sheet that was autographed by Wayne and Danny. There's one autograph there, and there's one up there. And this deck, this is a work of art, dude. I plan on framing this. This is phenomenal. So look for more of this. Eventually you'll see it in a frame that's got glass on both sides, so you can flip it over and look at it on both sides. And then last but not leastly, I say I got like 30 seconds left. These two sheets here are the Lee Asher 605s. Lee's a good friend of mine. He knows I'm into sheets. So he sent me 2 sheets of these. I'm not sure how many of these are in existence or how often he gives these things out. But these decks are awesome. If you want to try a different deck, try a different feel, by all means, go to his website, leeasher.com, order them. They're fantastic. On that note, I got 10 seconds left, so internet, I will talk to you later.